So this is Oscar, and his buddy Rudy is over there. We have Rudy tethered to his guardian's shoe because Oscar is a little bit nervous or maybe jealous if he sees that Rudy's getting any attention. He's like, I want me some of that. All right, so we were just talking about not petting the dog when it's in an overexcited state. Because for a dog, when we pet it, we're agreeing with whatever it's doing or the state of mind it's in at the time we pet it. So if a dog is nervous, we pet it for being nervous, or when it's nervous, it'll try to stay nervous to continue to get your attention. So you would ask me when you could pet. So I practice what I call petting with a purpose. So basically, I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog. Well, when I go to work, well, I'm different. I enjoy pretty much all aspects of my job. But typically, you go to work and you're paid to work, and there's part of your job that you don't really care to do, but you do it because you get paid to. That's why you're there. That's what makes you a good employee. So for a dog, if he scratches or nudges at you and he gives you an order to pet him and you pet him, he's telling you what to do. So imagine if you had a job where you could go tell the boss whenever it was time to pay you. I just paid you yesterday. Yeah, but it's time to pay me again. Okay. And that would be a pretty sweet deal. You probably would not be a very good employee if you had no rules and you got to tell your boss what to do. And that's kind of what you guys have here. So basically what I would do is from now on, whenever Oscar or Rudy scratches at you or nudges at you or barks at you, they're telling you, pet me, give me attention. Well, what I do is I don't comply with that. I give them a counter order. Sit. When the dog sits, then I pet it for sitting. Yeah, or I can ask it to lie down, or I can ask it to come to me. Come here. Sit, 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 sit. Now, if you notice, I'm petting him under his chin. When a dog is proud about what it's done, its nose is parallel to the ground, or I can't facilitate it. Come here. Or up. And so I want to facilitate that good body mechanic of the dog feeling good about himself with his nose in the air. So I also don't say a lot to a dog. A lot of people talk way too much to the dog. Oh, Oscar, you're such a smart dog. You sat down when I told you to sit. How did you get to be such a smart dog? He doesn't know what any of that means. It's all for us, and we don't need it. So what I do is I just say sit, sit, sit 3 to 5 times with a 1-second pause in between each time you say it. Also, how you say it matters. A lot of people say sit, and the dog sits. They're like, sit, sit. To a dog, sit and sit sound like completely different commands. So I'm only going to say the command word. I'm going to say it the same way all the time. And then now if he gets out of a sit, then I have to stop petting him for sitting because obviously he's no longer sitting. But if he came to me, even though he sat down at first and I started petting him, then he got up, I can still say sit or come because he still came to me. Now, if you're going to use a treat, the second the treat touches the dog's lips is when they should hear the command word. I don't have a treat in my hand yet, but so I would give it to him and say sit. So if as soon as he sits down, we have a window of about 3 seconds to reward. So you don't want to fart around. You want to immediately give him, start saying sit and start petting him while you say sit. So there you were petting him because you felt bad for pulling him off the couch and he bumped his head. They have thick heads, which you probably noticed. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Now, obviously, you're not trying to do anything to injure them. But I think that sometimes people, especially smaller dogs, and these are pretty large Bostons, but a lot of people with smaller dogs feel guilty and they interact with their dogs because they feel guilty. Like, the dog's been in a kennel all day while I'm at work, so I'm going to let it off the kennel. I'm going to let it have no rules and it can go sniff and do whatever it wants. You know, you don't do the same thing for your child. If you feel like your child had a bad day, you don't say, okay, here's my car. You're only 10, but go take my car and here's $100. Go have fun. You know, we still need to provide them with structure. Otherwise, they're going to get in trouble. So petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing you can do that will have the major impact. So rule number 1, if you see the dog being petted or scratching someone for attention and that person pets them, I would say the word earn it or paycheck. Come up with a word that you guys use internally. That means immediately stop petting the dog and give it a command. And as soon as it sits, then we ask it to sit. If we do that enough, after a while, the dog will start sitting in front of you as opposed to jumping up on you because that's a new way to get your attention. Now, the other way you can do it is if the dog just comes over and sits next to you or is just standing next to you. It's not doing anything. It's not giving you any commands, but it's just sitting there. And you want to pet it, just ask it to sit. Ask it to lie down. Now, they both know how to sit and lie down on command, right?
I think so.
Okay.
The lie down, I think
we say down.
Yeah, I think we say down.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I don't like to say lay down because some people say lie down. Now, the other way you could do to brush it up is let's say he just lay down. It's within that 3-second window. I can pet him and say down, down, down. Now, again, I prefer to pet him under the chin, but if his head is over here and his butt is facing me, I can just scratch his butt. You can scratch him wherever. Just if you have the option, we want to try to pet them under their chin. So petting with a purpose, like I said, it'll take you guys about a week to really get in the habit. You'll just instinctively reach over and pet them. So help each other out. But if within a week you guys get in the habit of doing that, you'll be amazed at how quickly the dogs adopt new behavior to try it, because that's the new thing that gets your attention, is sitting politely in front of people. All right, that's petting with a purpose.